Welcome back to Empowerment Radio. I hope you are actually starting to fall asleep, but right now start waking up again because there is a lot of interesting information about the maybe most important time of the day, which is the nighttime. Because without the nighttime, the days are pretty much, as we know, spoiled. We cannot really enjoy it. Feeling drowsy, feeling tired, feeling somehow unable to focus, feeling lethargic, all of those things are side effects of not being able to sleep. Now, I talked about that there is a subconscious reason why we are not able to sleep. What keeps us awake is from that conscious, subconscious perspective, certainly the subconscious mind, because a conscious mind, that intellectual part of the mind would say, yeah, we need sleep, go to bed, close your eyes, and get rest. We need to get ready tomorrow. Well, that's a conscious decision. Well, the subconscious may have a complete other idea. But before I go into this, I need to mention one thing, which is make sure, especially now in the summertime, that you are hydrated and that you are also having enough electrolyte in your system. There is dehydration as one thing that keeps us awake at night, and you can just notice when your mouth is always dry and you always feel like, well, I want to fall asleep, but I also feel like I want to drink a glass of water, and somehow you're struggling with which one should I do. And then there is the lack of calcium and magnesium. And magnesium has shown to be a really, really good aid for sleeping. So these two things can be also very helpful on a physiological level. Now, the subconscious mind. Many of you have heard me talk about it, but it is worth repeating. The subconscious mind is that deeper part of the mind that is responsible for our emotions, that is responsible for our beliefs, and that is responsible for most of our physical body functions and also our habits. Now, the interesting thing about the subconscious is that it has, despite its wide array of things to do and what it's focusing on, just two major missions it likes to focus on. And those are to be safe, meaning keeping you safe, and to make you happy in whatever way you think you should be happy, whatever way your subconscious finds it appropriate. Now, safety, of course, is in most cases trumping the sense of happiness. And so, if you have already a sense of feeling not quite safe in your life, if there is already a stress or anxiety, energy, emotional current running through you throughout the day, of course, your subconscious doesn't allow you to sleep because the subconscious says, no, you're not safe. You're not safe maybe because the world is not safe and you're not safe in it. Maybe your subconscious believes that you're not good enough, and so you have to work harder. You have to be more on your toes. You have to be more prepared in order to make it, in order to fit in. Maybe your subconscious believes that somehow there is doom or failure coming your way, so you have to somehow stay awake, and the subconscious has to be on that watchtower to look out for anything that can go wrong. Or maybe your subconscious believes that you will have loss happening to you, and so there's also this worry about sleeping, and then who knows what will be taken away from you. So if you know that it's not just about your sleep that you're struggling with, but there is actually an underlying issue, which is often the case, it really needs to be addressed. Sleep is just a symptom. The lack of sleep just is basically the message of your mind that says, there is no time to relax. I don't feel safe to surrender into sleep. This is not what we're going to do. Now, there are also these cases where sleep has been an issue. Maybe there was just a period of time where you were stressed, a period of time where you were going through something really difficult and you couldn't sleep. But then all of a sudden, that not being able to sleep became the focus of your attention. That's like where your subconscious says, huh, every time he or she doesn't fall asleep, well, there's upset, there's frustration. Next day, well, it's not really up to snuff, the performance. So all of a sudden, this failure of sleeping becomes the problem, and it almost is as if the sleep becomes the enemy. It's like sleep is in that moment the phobia point. You know how some people can be phobic about heights, even though they are completely safe in the elevator or behind a railing, or maybe even a squirrel can be creating a phobia in the right circumstances. Well, sleep can also create a phobia if it causes upset, if it causes stress, if it causes anxiety. And so the subconscious then says, well, sleep is a problem, so we have to somehow watch out for it. And how the subconscious watches out for it is by getting obsessed about it. It is thinking about it all the time. It is looking at the bedroom already as a battlefield that you go into. It is worrying already about sleep not coming, and once again, you suffering. And so it is giving you these messages that come, prepare you maybe for this sure failure, for the sure pain, which are messages of, I won't sleep again. It's going to be a horrible night again. I don't think I will ever be able to rest. What's wrong with me? We have those negative thoughts that, of course, create more and more upset and turmoil. And so, just like other phobias, this phobia of sleep can also be addressed in a similar way. That's the good news about it. That's the good news that you can see, well, either it's really that I have already pushed myself too much, that I'm already stressed, that I'm already anxious, that I already deal with some real strong negative beliefs about myself that just keep me awake, or you know that you have developed this fear of anxiety, this fear of sleep, this anxiety around that time of the day and that phobia that came with it. And now you can address this too. Now, how do we address this? Now, a few things that I find are really helpful is just to start with a sleeping ritual. That means like you start to make sleep something that you or this phase of going to bed and getting ready for sleep, let's say this way, making it as something that you master, a skill that you learn. Because let's face it, the idea of having to wait for it to come or chase it or worry about it, or just like in the lottery, you don't know if you're winning or not, that doesn't work. You have to be more empowered about it. You have to feel like, no, I know exactly how I can allow myself and my nervous system to let that sleep happen, to bring the sleep into my bedroom, into my bed. And so the first thing would be to unwind from the day. Just really have, at least for a while, that strong commitment to 1 hour before you go to bed. And this ideally isn't 11 or midnight. So let's say at 10 o'clock or even a little bit earlier, that you're starting to unwind, taking away the phone and the tablets, turning the TV off, and just allowing yourself to reflect on the day. Because the day is something that, as we talked about, may still somehow vibrate in the mind. There may be still just a lot going on that hasn't been resolved. So if you would just reflect on the day by, for example, journaling about all the things that you have been grateful for, all the things that you appreciate about yourself, all the things where you feel like, oh, I learned something about myself or I learned something about life. And also, if you are inclined to just widen your spiritual perspective, just notice where the universe showed up. Notice where synergies happened, where little gifts, little treasures occurred, little unexpected encounters where you say, wow, this was cool. I love that. Then you want to also take a moment to just release in your mind any anger and frustration, and really write out anyone that in that moment you want to let go, forgive, have compassion for, but not be in your mind, not be in the vicinity of your thinking. So all of those things you can be doing in writing. And after that, you just close your eyes and you affirm to yourself, I release this day all the people and all the situations I was engaged in and that I was connected to. I release all of those energies and they're going to bring back to me all of who I am. And you can even imagine and visualize that this day is behind you. And just as if you are already on a sleeping train, you can see the day becoming smaller and smaller and that beautiful, comfortable, cushy bed becoming bigger and closer to you. That is a step number one. Step number two and three after the break. Welcome back to Empowerment Radio. We are talking about insomnia, sleeping, and the role of the subconscious mind. What can you do to master sleeping, to feel empowered about it, to just like you're training your body to become stronger, to play tennis, to have a good routine of physical good nutrition or hygiene, you're just training your mind to be able to do the same thing. You just have to be consistent with it. So the first step we talked about was releasing the day. And one of the things that an acupuncturist suggested to me, which I really love, is just after a day also to have a ritual of taking a bath or a shower as not only a relaxing way, but also as a cleansing and releasing intention where you are washing off everything that you may have carried. Because, let's face it, we do have energy that we are absorbing from others, whether it is something that we are thinking of or something we are just feeling. If you are around a lot of people that are stressed, on some level, you're taking that stress on and just having the intention to wash it off and really feeling like I'm cleansing myself of all of that because this is my sanctuary now. This is my place. This is the present moment. That can be very helpful. Now, that brings me to the second step, which is nourishing your mind, feeding it, massaging it. And what you do is just to give your mind a reminder that the present moment is safe, it's comfortable, it is it's time to unwind, and so you can listen to very comforting or calming music. You can do breathing meditation, mindfulness meditation, things that just bring you into the moment and let you observe your body and connect to your body. You can do things like, the adult coloring book, where you just also do, just let your mind again come from 180 down to 20 miles an hour. You can read something inspirational, not something heavy, not something complicated, not something dramatic, but something that just has a very upbeat and positive message. Or just go through some affirmations. Just allow your mind to become more slow. It's almost as if your mind starts yawning. And especially when you do things that are a little mindless, like doing a little puzzle or so, it can make your mind feel like, oh, wow, okay, I guess I have nothing to do here. I guess it's all fine. I guess I can just hit the pillow now. And that is really what this winding down and nourishing and massaging period is all about. If you have someone who can massage your feet, that is something that my wife always prefers as that time of the day. So you can also do that if you're lucky enough, or do this for that person who enjoys it so dramatically. Now, after you have this really settling in, nourishing, calming period, so you're already in the present moment, you really feel like everything is almost like you're on a firm ground again. That feeling of being on a ship that was bobbing up and down, that's no longer there. Then it's time for you to change your mind about sleeping. Now, the way the subconscious sees sleeps, especially if it's afraid of it, is more something to conquer, something unattainable, something it needs to be chasing after, something that will not come, something you're going to fail again in. It's all these negative thoughts. Write those thoughts down, not at that period, but even before. And then counter those thoughts. Give your mind a new perspective, a new frame on sleep. Let the mind understand that sleeping is healing, that the sleep is a friend that comes to visit, the friend that just needs a little patience for it to feel, okay, now is a time to gently wrap you into this comfortable space, that comfortable energy of rest. That sleep is not something that needs to be rushed at because then it goes away, but something that will certainly come when you just allow it to happen. That we're surrendering, we're trusting, we're knowing, okay, I'm open and ready. I'm on a little boat that is going down the river, and I know for sure that this river will take me to that sleep, to that beautiful island of rest. If you are explaining to your mind that sleep is inevitable, it's something natural, it happens all the time, it just needs to have the space, the openness, the awareness, and the friendliness, that positivity about it, looking forward to it, embracing it, knowing that it's something that doesn't have to be forced, but it's something that just needs to be allowed, and telling your mind also that this beautiful gift of surrendering is something that's not only about sleeping, but it's in general a gift in life to know you have done everything you needed to do, you have completed the things, and now it's time for you to receive that just sleep as a way to recharge, rejuvenate. There is nothing for you right now to control and micromanage. If you can just see sleep as that friend that is coming to you, then your subconscious is not so afraid of it. Then your subconscious doesn't feel like it has to master or fight it. Then your subconscious is looking forward to the visit. It's looking forward to that boat ride. It's looking forward to that wonderful feeling. Now, I want to just play you for a couple of minutes the Be Free guided meditation that I was telling you about, that for so many people is a great sleeping pill. So, Justin, why don't you just play it?
Sit back, relax, and close your eyes. In a few moments, you will feel more relaxed than you ever felt before. So just take a deep breath in through your nose and then slowly exhale through your mouth. Great. Let's do it again. Inhale slowly. And now exhale gently and release all the air from your lungs. And one more time, even longer now. Inhale and exhale. Very good. Now let your breath adjust to its natural rhythm and visualize on the screen of your mind a round clock with an hour arm, a minute arm, and a second arm. To bring all of you into alignment with this moment, imagine that you can turn the clock to exactly 12 o'clock, turning the hour, minute, and second arm all the way to the top. This is the signal for your mind that you're ready to embark on this healing journey.
Wonderful. Thank you, Justin, for playing this. And again, maybe you notice that just following this voice that takes you on this journey into a deeper sleep to release stress, release negativity, release anxiety can really be helpful for your mind also to know, wow, there is a way to not have to hold on to all those things. And there is a way, as I let go, to let that friend sleep come to me. There is a lot we could more talk about sleeping, but I hope you just also see it as not an unresolvable issue anymore. It's something that there are other things like herbal remedies you can try out. There are wonderful uh, practices like acupuncture or cranial sacrum that can just help you to relax more and get more your mind and your nervous system into a parasympathetic state. But overall, the sleep is in your hands. The sleep is inevitable. The sleep is something that you can allow to happen and allow to come when you are getting your mind ready for it. And plus, the Dalai Lama said sleep is the best meditation. So if you ever had trouble meditating, well, here you go. You can do it every night. Until next time, I'm Dr. Friedemann Schaub. Have a good night.